Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, great. Okay, I think we should start because we have ample amount of people joining, and who are joining would be later. That they can obviously catch up the session.
Yes, of
I'll
course.
start with my introduction. My name is Noman, and I am a pre-sales consultant in Reddington Gulf, and I am associated with Reddington now. It's been a couple of years, and actually I look after the hyperconvergence infrastructure and hybrid IT portfolio. So today's discussion is about this hyperconvergence infrastructure that is like also in a way it's a software defined and AI driven solution from HPE side. And when we talk about this CI solution, this hyperconverged infrastructure, it's no more a buzzword. It's more a reality, and we have seen many solutions building across the hyperconvergent infrastructure. The beauty they bring to the data center is that it brings simplicity. It brings single point of contact, and a proper defined SLA, where you don't need to worry about that, whether to talk to storage admin, whether to talk to network admin or VM admin. So it actually consolidates, and it brings and it brought down the silos and everything. Today's presentation we would be discussing on HPE solution to address this hyperconverged infrastructure market, and what actually HPE has, and what actually HPE adds the value in this hyperconverged infrastructure. The one value which HP adds is obviously written in the first slide itself, that it's AI driven. So we actually heavily invest our resources in artificial intelligence, and we actually truly believe that artificial intelligence is the game changer, and it would be the future of overall solution. We have other value adds as well, like consumption analytics, like that you can you can avail a complete solution as a consumption based model. We can also have some inbuilt data protection features. We can also have something called hyper guarantee and everything. I'll discuss throughout these value added features of HCI, that is differentiating HCI of Simplivity or HPE from the other offerings of the competitors. Okay, to begin with, let me just start with today's reality of a VM admin. That if you are in the shoes of VM admin anyhow, or if you have seen the total the job responsibilities of VM admin, okay, they actually they these job responsibilities are distributed in four core areas. We we see that they are fighting with this infrastructure complexities. That means that if you are on a traditional environment, okay, if you know that I have different layers of complexities in my data center. If I am a VM admin, I am sitting on the application level, and I'm seeing that I have an issue, or I have some problem that might be possible that it might be a network layer, might be possible that this might reside on the storage layer or a server layer, may be possible on the hypervisor itself. So they are dealing with a lot of complexities on the infrastructure. They are constantly firefighting with uncontrolled VM sprawls, that may be possible that they have their SLA to meet. The customers, the application should be up and running, and VMs should not be stopped anyhow. So they are constantly firefighting, and obviously the pressure to lower the cost is one of the major objective of the IT as well, because IT is still considered as a cost center. And it's been a reality that they are obviously in a shoe that they have to lower down the cost whatever, and have to come up with some optimized rules of scale, or utilization at the scale. Pressure to do more supporting traditional and modern applications, because every business outcome is for generating revenue and having a competitive advantage over competition. They are developing more and more apps. They are developing in order to to accommodate more customers, in order to enhance the experience with their customers. So they are going on different platforms, like from virtualization to containers or to other modern applications. So they actually are creating more pressure on the IT staff. What if we say that artificial intelligence is the key today and beyond? That means that if we say that we can resolve all these complexities through artificial intelligence. I'm not talking about HCI right now. I'm just talking about the artificial, what alone artificial intelligence can do. It is hardware confined, software defined, and AI driven. So we are talking about some solution that is hardware confined. That means that it is from the hardware confined nature, which was complex, manual, reactive, wasteful. Then we transited to software defined. That software defined means that we brought some sort of automations, like we bring in the REST APIs or other APIs, and we automated all those stuff. And we said that now we have a solution that is a software defined solution, which is on demand, reactive, okay, and efficient. Still the reactive word is still there. So then we move to a solution called AI driven solution. That means that artificial intelligence that has the power to learn itself, and it actually gathers the information and reacts according to that. And when it has an appropriate amount of information, so it becomes predictive. Okay, so that particular term, which was automated, now it becomes autonomous. It becomes on demand, it becomes self-healing. And from reactive, it becomes the predictive and self-optimizing. Okay, that means that you don't need to worry about optimizing your solution, optimizing your resources. You don't need to worry about keeping the lights on all the ways, and because it's self-healing. And all support cases are predictive, and it is autonomous. Now the autonomous means that you don't need a specific VM admin to sit and do the job. Okay, that's the power of global intelligence. Okay, and we have our artificial intelligence engine called HPE Infosight. Okay, Infosight has been here since more than a decade now. Infosight is not a new name. What HPE does is that we are heavily investing on this HPE Infosight artificial intelligence platform that gives more and more zillions of data footprints. And more the data it has, more efficient it would be. More efficient your machines have been well trained. Just for an example, like it actually for the from the sizing perspective, it actually takes the real world examples and real world consumption, and gives you a proper solution, that whether this particular workload would be appropriate for this sort of solution, or you have to move it to the cloud, or you have to move it to the on premises, or you need more resources in order to perform this workload on an optimized level. So this is the beauty of Infosight. Not only that, it actually predicts your complete infrastructure from the network layer to the application layer, and from the storage layer to the server layer. So it doesn't matter that where the problem arises. You have now a single pane of glass to pinpoint that this particular problem is there. And not only the problem, but also the remediation as well. Like it would be also guiding you the recommendation. It would be giving you or suggesting you the remediations for the same. And for the smaller sort of issues, the cases are automatically generated and resolved, so without any manual intervention of any sort of IT staff, any sort of VM admin, or any sort of a network engineer. So this particular slide gives you a vision that what if 91% of more time to innovate to the cloud. That means that just imagine that if you have more time to innovate, rather than troubleshoot and invest your time in keeping the data center up and running. Then 192% of ROI payback within 1 year, 69% of cost savings, 1 TB VM recovery in 60 seconds, one simple experience with intelligence. Okay, this is not a myth actually. This is these are the features which our solution does. That is HPE Simplivity. Simplivity has proven itself. Okay, this 91% which you are seeing right now in the slide, it's not some magical number. It has been the proven number from the IDC research. It says that Simplivity has made possible that 91% of the organization's staff involve themselves in innovation or some other upgradation projects or some other projects in which they are creating value to the organization by innovation, or by creating, for example, new apps, or helping DevOps guys and all. 192% ROI is almost is a payback within a year. And for example, like 69% of cost saving, and this 1 TB VM of recovery is possible in within a 60 second. So all these things are possible through this HPE Simplivity solution. What is HPE Simplivity? HPE Simplivity is basically the HCI platform for HPE. Okay, it is actually something which would be giving you something beyond than a hyperconvergence. Okay, we not only talk about the core data center or the core site, we also talk about the multiple sites. The solution is designed in such a way that it would be catering all your requirements for different number of sites as well. So in this picture, you are seeing that we have a core site in which HPE Simplivity is deployed with 4 nodes, which has the management platform of vCenter. Okay, plus you are also having multiple sites, and you are storing data on multiple sites, or communicating with multiple sites, like site 1, site 2 till site n, and all these possible with a single pane of glass. That means that you are intelligently simple, hyper efficient, and edge optimized. If you talk about this intelligently simple, can anyone manage this thing? Like, what is actually mean by intelligently simple? By the definition, I mean that I want something called all-in-one system. That means that collapses the stack, removing silos, built-in resiliency, backup and disaster recovery, zero time refresh cycles. I want flexibility. Okay, I want automated tuning as well, and I want this global unified management. That means that I can manage everything like centrally, including the data protection as well. I don't need a separate interface for data protection, creating snapshots and everything. I want something as a single interface, and the interface which I am familiar with. Okay, plus I also need this automated tuning as well. That means that I want this optimal performance, efficiency, resiliency without the knobs of trade-offs and everything, because I have my resources limited, and I want to actually make the best out of it. That's why this feature of automated tuning is there. On top of that, that it is like a cherry on a cake. Okay, so we have this global intelligence. That is something which is bringing this Simplicity solution to the next level. We have this global intelligence which would give you this predictive analytics and support automation that we discussed on the previous slide. That how the power of the Infosight is that it automatically detects the problems and resolves, and also gives you a proper remediation for the same. Then we also have something called one-click upgrades. Okay, this one-click upgrades actually makes your life simple by a full simple life cycle management. For example, if you want to upgrade your ESXi, so all those dependencies of, for example, like what dependency it has on application, what level of version has been supported, what operating system is supported. Okay, so for example, what database it would impact, if I am running a clone VM, so how it would be impacted. So all those things are been taken care by the software itself, and you just need to just click one button, and it would take everything into this upgrade. Okay, so this is how the simple the upgradation process is. Okay, so you don't need to worry about that. Should I check the dependency on operating system? Should I check the dependency on number of virtual machine, on the clone, or the site itself and all? Should I worry about shutting down the VM and all? So this one-click upgrade is a beautiful tool that would be allowing you to upgrade your hypervisors on just a single click. So this is what I meant when I said this silos are being collapsed. Okay, so just imagine a normal stack in the data center, in which a stack which has your servers with hypervisors, your storage, your top of the rack switches. Then you have HS shared storage as well. This is like not very much common, but normally people also go with the secondary storage. Okay, then we have some backup and deduplication appliances, like if there are some NAS storages or some special appliances for backup and application. Then other people who are going with multiple sites has this WAN optimization device that that would obviously that throttle your bandwidth and everything. Then we have SSD arrays as well, or something for the storage caching, data protection applications like backup ISVs like Veeam for Commvault and everything. Then we have on-premises monitoring as well. We have some sort of solar wind or something, some monitoring tool and all. So the point over here is that we have, this is a normal stack which we have within a data center. So what Simplivity is doing over here, that you can have all those features in just a single box. Why I'm showing this two box over here? Because we just to maintain the node level redundancy. Okay, so we just recommend to have these two boxes, but you can you can have all those features of Simplivity in a single node itself. Okay, no specialties required. Overall lower the cost because you are consolidating everything into these just two boxes. No specialties specialist required means that it doesn't have its own a GUI or own interface or own software that you have to be trained on. You will be just be using your normal vCenter, and this device would be blending into the environment like it's never there. Okay, on the back end, you would be just this device would be just sitting in your data center, and on the application you would be just creating all your VMs, copying your VMs, creating policies. Just you are using vCenter. Okay, so it's just a vCenter that would be your management engine. Global unified management, that speaks about this global VM-centric management and mobility that we already discussed in the previous slide, that how we are going with multiple sites, like site 1 to site n. Okay, so this particular slide goes to and it speaks more details. Okay, in which we are talking about this VM-centric management. That means that everything has been managed by vCenter itself. Built-in resiliency, backup, and disaster recovery. That means that you don't need to have a separate software to manage your disaster recoveries or your backup and snapshots and everything. Okay, guaranteed data efficiency. We have something called hyper guarantee. Okay, that I would touch in the later slides. Okay, so that would make sure that you have this data efficiency properly maintained, that whatever data has been backed up, and what data has to be backed up with a proper efficiency. So we have a proper number to maintain. Okay, so this is why you have to just be sure that you would be getting proper efficient data, and there would be no mismatched, and there would be no corrupted data and all. Automated tuning and resiliency without any compromise. Okay, this particular feature which we have just discussed previously as well, that what is something called automated tuning. Okay, we have this thing called software defined and VM centric, that we all agree that this compute and storage abstract and managed through, everything has been managed through vCenter. Okay, so you are just seeing this vCenter in the middle of the screen. So what this vCenter is doing right now is that it actually giving you some additional advantages, like auto discovery, data source store provisioning, policy based automation, also auto tuning, and transparent upgrades as well. Okay, what we mean by this software defined and VM centric means that compute and storage abstracts and managed through vCenter. Everything is being managed through vCenter. And auto discovery means that new resources can easily be added to the cluster, obviously. And data store provisioning means that learn provisioning and can completely abstract from the admin. And from the term policy based automation means that we have this VM centric snapshots, clones, and recovery of the data protection is there by policy driven automation. That means that you can create a new policy, and you can enforce that new policy depending on what data store or what VM you are creating that particular policy. Then we have a feature called auto tuning, in which there is a perfect combination of resiliency and performance and efficiency without any compromise. So we have this auto tuning feature on a VM basis. Okay. Then we have this transparent upgrades. Then that is like very easy to scale and upgrade at no downtime. So okay, so these are all enterprise grade features, enterprise capabilities without any complexities. Okay, so everything is available in the vCenter itself. Then let's talk about this one-click cluster upgrade, okay, which we were discussing on the previous slide as well. That how this one-click cluster upgrade simplifies the experience. That means that we are talking about something simple, non-disruptive, and efficient. Okay, because whenever we talk about upgrades, okay, we have to think about the complete life cycle of the application or of the complete solution or the software. Okay, so we just, for example, like here, if we talk about the Simplivity software, hypervisor, and firmware, so everything has been non-disruptive, everything is efficient, and it's just a single click in which it manages everything like a software defined, that what are the dependencies of the upgrades and everything, and you'll be having only a single click, and everything would be upgraded as it should be. Global intelligence shifting from simple to intelligent HCI. Okay, so why we say that we have and not only hyperconverged infrastructure, but we have intelligent hyperconverged infrastructure that is like self-healing, that is like that is autonomous, that is predictive, and that can remediate the issues, that can pinpoint the issues. Okay, because we have tied up this Simplivity solution with the artificial intelligence of Infosight. Okay, that means predictive means that this particular feature would be used in resource planning, so that you can plan your resource, you can obviously optimize your resource in a good way, that if you have this predictive forecast, that see, this is my VM usage, and this VM usage should be going out for a particular year, so I have this much of resources limited, and this much of resources are available. Okay, so predicts when the cluster capacity would be full in 90 days, and with the insight on top of the on top customers, what are the top consumers, what is the top VM, and based on that it predicts. Okay, it would give you global visibility and analytics, like you will be having a multi-site view. For example, like if you are a customer who are using multiple sites, okay, and you want something simple or something uh, centralized to just see all your sites, and this feature is just for you. So it would be giving you not only the visibility, but also give you the analytics for this as well. Okay, so a multi-site view for all VMs and backup with efficient savings as well. And obviously support case automation is there, that we have discussed on a number of occasions, that automated wellness alerts and signatures detection for complex problems remediation is there, and auto case resolution is also there. Okay, this is all possible with the power of Infosight. Then we have hyper efficient, that I was discussing previously as well. That hyper efficient, that is something which is eliminating waste in time and money, because we have to focus on the word efficiency over here. That whatever data which we are backing up, we would be making sure that all waste data would be discarded, and only valuable data is there. And for how we gonna do that? Okay, we have features in Simplivity for having this thing done. Okay, we do that by having this metadata. Okay, and only the valuable data would be sent across to the multiple sites. Okay, and this metadata would be used to create a new copy of that particular data. Okay, so in this way we actually make sure that data efficiency is 90% plus uh, capacity saving guaranteed. Okay, so that means that only change would be stored. Okay, not a complete data. For example, like if A is there and you want to copy A, so one time it would be copying A, and another time if you are copying A B, so it would be only copying B, and it would not copy A because A is already there. Okay, so it creates the data, and it checks that specific data has not been duplicated. Then restore efficiency. So because we are having this efficient data, so we have a capability to restore that particular data within a specific amount of time. So we have just tested that a 1 TB of virtual machine has been easily recovered in 60 seconds. Okay, then we have something called system efficiency. That means that all in one collapsing in 10 discrete silos. So this is again giving you a proper definition of how we are hyper efficient. So just imagine that it has this built-in backup and disaster recovery. That how cost reduction it should be. That if we are replacing something called this alternative hyperconvergence. For example, like if we are uh, just comparing the backup solution, and the normal backup solution would be a backup appliance or a server. Okay, then we have backup media, for example, like offshore media like tapes. Okay, then we have these third party backup softwares. Okay, like Veeam, Commvault. Okay, then we have something for replication and disaster recovery and automation. Then also if we are like sending data across multiple sites, then we also need some man optimization. Okay, to control our bandwidth. Or we can just have a box of Simplivity. Okay, moreover this hyper efficient, it says that how this 90% of saving is there, that we have seen in the previous slide. That customer averages of 47 is to 1 efficiency of one third surveyed achieve over 100 is to 1. Okay, so there are like certain customers who are achieving more than that. Okay, and we have this guaranteed data efficiency available. And we say that there is a feature of always on deduplication and compression, because unlike other customers who are forcing to to use this deduplication and compression on a specific windows, or on a specific period, or they actually force not to use this compression. Either it's there but not to use. But still in our solution, it's always on. Okay, so this always on deduplication and compression is there. Okay, and all data has been incepted globally. 100% of has been software optimized, accelerate, freeze CPUs to run business workloads. Okay, okay. So acceleration is there, that actually frees the CPU cores, so that it would be used for a proper purpose. Okay, so this is how it's been done. So the performance has not been hampered. This slide actually shows that 6 reasons the customer chooses Simplivity for their edge. Okay, edge means that any robo site, or any on-premises site. Okay, why? Because it's most efficient. It would give you an all-in-one feature. Like if we talk about this two node HA, security and data services. Okay, always on and recoverable means that it has a built-in backup and DR. Okay, so if you are having a DR side, And if you are going with Simplivity, so you can go with the primary side 2 nodes, and a DR side you just have to go with 1 node or 2 node maybe. Okay, so it depends, and so the thing is that it's always on, it's recoverable. Then we have efficiency at the edge, obviously, because we are talking about efficiency a lot in couple of slides that we have seen, that how optimized your data is, and starting from 10:1 data reduction, it is really possible. Then we talk about this no edge admin required. That means that we have drastically seen that how it's been reducing the complexities of the data center, and IT admins are now focusing on innovation rather than troubleshooting and keeping the lights on, and and having the data center up and running all the time. Okay, so the thing is that it's all centrally managed, and you don't need to have a specific staff on sitting on the edge locations. Intelligent AI operations, that means that it gives you this predictive analytics, and it would also give you the support automation. That means that automatically support cases are created and it's been resolved. And if some cases are there of a level 3 severity, so automatically the case has been assigned to a Simplivity specialist, and they would call you instead of you calling to HPE. So they would call you that this XYZ is something to be wrong, and if some optimization or some remediation is need to be performed, so we have to do it, and save something to fail. Okay, last but not the least, okay, we have a complete Simplivity solution available as a consumption. Okay, because this particular OpEx model works on many different grounds. Okay, if you are uh, uh, someone who is looking for a cloud-like experience, like I have a public cloud in which I am paying uh, on a monthly basis on a consumption level, like whatever I am consuming, I'm paying for that, and I want a similar experience on premises. Okay, I want the Simplivity. I like Simplivity, but the thing is that I don't want to have this capex investment. So we have an option for this solution to be availed as a service as well. Okay, that means that you have your nodes on your own data center on your own terms. Okay, and whatever you are consuming, you are just paying for what you are actually using. Okay, and there would be a meter installed in the data center that would be like that would be sending telemetry data to the HPE, or the metering data that is being used to just calculate your usage. And you will be also having the copy for the same, and you will be also having the software which is known as a consumption analytics portal. Okay, that would be your meter, and you will see that what actually your usage is, and how much you are using, and how much would be the bill for a month, this particular month, and upcoming next months as well. So in short, this feature, which is known as delivered as a service, is like pay per use, and it would give you a financial flexibility. So now we just talked about this Simplivity and how it's been benefited. Okay, so how this solution has been edge optimized and reduce complexities with seamless management. Okay, we have already seen that we have different sites. Okay, so from the core side, we are if we are having some robo offices, or some for example, like some small offices sitting on different sites. Okay, so a simple two node architecture would do the job, and because it would bring some high availability on the node level. Okay, and without any administration, you are managing centrally. Okay, so that means that you are managing that 2 node architecture or 2 node cluster sitting from your central office. Okay, and rapid multi-site failover is possible because data protection is inbuilt. Okay, you don't need any specific software to perform this multi-site failover and failback. Then the feature that has been recently introduced in Simplivity software, that is comprehensive data protection for the edge. Comprehensive means that we have gone to the next level to perform this data protection from for the edge. Okay, so we have three flavors. Okay, depending on cost and SLA time and availability. This is the graph, and it shows that in normal circumstances, if we are having this simplicity to simplicity backup of VMs, okay, so we have this rapid discovery, instant restore, multiple site DR, and everything is already been there. But to a new level, we have something called a centralized backup, that is like for cost effective retention. That means that all your sites, like 1, 2, 3, 4 sites, are centrally backed up. Okay, so that would be like centralized backup is there. Okay, and then if you want to have a backup on the cloud itself, okay, so we have something called cloud volumes, which has been supported with Simplivity. And this thing is bringing simplicity and agility. And now you can obviously back up your VMs, your data onto the cloud, and you can have a to and fro communication. So this is the slide. Okay, advancing built-in backup, native cloud protection. That means with the help of this cloud volumes, now you can have your Simplivity edge sites to be backed up from your edge sites to the cloud. Okay, this would give you something called 100% automation production. And this complete solution is also available as pay as you go. That means that complete solution is available as a service. That, for example, like if I want to create this data protection on my multiple sites, okay, so I can go to HP and ask for as a service option. So they can design your multiple sites with Simplivity, and they can give you an appropriate license for this cloud volumes. Okay, depending on, because cloud volumes licenses are based on TB usage, like what terabytes of data to be stored on the cloud. So based on that, they can give you a proper solution, and it would be all pay as you go. And whatever data which you are storing on the cloud, and whatever data these Simplivity nodes are been using, so you have to just pay for what you are consuming. This is efficient without any egress fees, because you already know that if you are directly storing your data to the public cloud, that's free. But whenever you are retaining your data back from the public cloud, that's the something which they charge as an egress fee. So in this kind of a solution, you would be having a choice of multiple clouds. You don't need to be dependent on any one public cloud entity. We have tie-ups with Azure and AWS and GCP for now. So for example, if you are rotating your data from one cloud to another, so you have to just go for one subscription of cloud volumes, and you can do that. Okay. So HPE Simplivity gives you an enterprise backup to cloud that's effortless. That's we have seen in the last slide. So this is just an example. Okay, so this is a dash. This is actually a UI for cloud volumes. In the previous slide, which we have seen that here in the previous slide, which we have seen, this is the cloud volumes, the user ID and credential page, you can say. Okay, when you log in, you just have to create this backup policy here. Okay, so you just have to just select your external store. And here, if you, for example, here if we have this store one's catalyst, or so that can easily be done. So that's the simple thing which is in which you can set up, maintain, and manage your full backups. Okay, so it says that it's six clicks away, and to set up a backup policy direct to the cloud. Okay, less than 60 seconds to update backup policies for thousands of VMs. Okay, for just imagine if you are part of the large organization in which you have like many number of virtual machines running up, okay, and you have to create a backup policy, okay. So you can just have this done in less than a 60-second. Zero egress cost, which we have already discussed how the egress cost works. So advancing built-in backups, cost-effective secondary backup tier. Okay, so this is one of the advantage of Simplicity, that you can easily build up a secondary backup tier with that. Okay, so this is the same slide. Simplicity Federation means that it's a combination of clusters. That there would be a cluster of backup, there would be a cluster of a primary, and then you have a secondary backup tier known as HPE Store Ones. Okay, at the central side. HPE Store Ones is again a backup appliance from the HPE that can work with Simplicity. Okay, what actually makes difference in HPE Store Ones is that firstly it's fully integrated with Simplicity. You don't need to have a separate GUI for this. It would integrate with Simplicity, and you can uh, send your VMs on Store Ones directly from the vCenter itself. But why Store Ones? Because firstly, it would, as I discussed, it would easily integrate with Simplicity, and secondly, it would give you a massive amount of compression rate. Okay, so that means, for example, like if I'm talking about a backup data, and the data is highly compressible, okay, and if I use the compression and deduplication, now the question arises whenever we talk about compression and deduplication. So the question is that if does it hamper on the performance? The answer is in many of the cases no, because the thing is that we are using something called a proprietary protocol called HPE Catalyst. Okay, so the Catalyst is a software that actually compresses the Store One's appliances data, and we have seen that it has been from 50s to 1 or 75s to 1, depending on the nature of the data it is, okay, and how compressible the data is. Second question is that how fast the recovery is. Okay, so we have seen that HPE Simplicity guarantees that to recover a 1 TB VM in 60 seconds. Okay, so this also implies with whether it's on a Store Ones. Okay, so this is the power of Simplicity. Okay, so we can obviously use some backup appliances to enhance these sort of features. Okay, so this is how the by adding Store Ones, how you are saving costs is that you are first of all, hello, yeah, so you are first of all having this cost effective backup overall, and then you are having the media that has been less used from the disk perspective. Talking about this network optimization, it brings you this something, a feature called a bandwidth throttle, in which you can prioritize your bandwidth than that. For example, like what sort of data it's need to be backed up from the core side to the like specific edge sites or DR sites, and in this way you are saving this WAN cost, and WAN optimization has been performed. Okay, so this is how the performance optimization is done from your core side to the edge sites. Okay, so the purple line is showing your cost savings, and the bandwidth prioritization is there. Okay, so that means that what priority of data is to be sent and received from the core side to the edge side. Okay, and how this throttling has been performed, that it actually prioritizes your site data, that what specifically the data needs, it's need to be sent. And by the way, you already know that only the changes are being sent. Okay, so it has the metadata, which is like actually actual data recipe, in which it uses to create a data copy. Okay, so this slide, the intention of this slide is to just show you that how Everything is there in Simplivity. Okay, and we are considering your core site, your co-location sites, okay, your edge sites, and cloud itself. So we are available from edge to cloud, and we are securing our full journey, starting from the edge to going towards the cloud. Okay, whether we are having a multiple sites, whether we are talking about security, whether we are talking about backing up your data onto the cloud. Okay, so everything is there, everything is available on HPE Simplivity itself. Evolving applications required at the enterprise edge. That means that this slide shows you a different sort of application, like different sort of hypervisor layers available. Okay, that means that if we are talking about virtualization, if we are talking about containers, and in virtualization, if you are talking about any sort of hypervisors like VMware or Hyper-V, and if we are talking about Docker and uh, this Kubernetes and all, so the point over here is that that it supports both of the hypervisors, like if we talk about virtualization or containers. HPE Simplivity is the one platform for all enterprise edge that we have seen in also in the previous slide itself. Okay, whenever we talk about VMware, Oracle, or automation like REST API, or applications like databases like SAP HANA, Microsoft, or SQL Server, Exchange, and all. So the point over here is that we support virtualization as well as containers. Okay, so it doesn't matter that you need a separate device to run containers. Okay, so we support virtualization plus container in a single platform. Okay, so one medium. Okay, in a single device, or a single solution, on a single hyper converged control plane, you can run virtualized apps as well as containerized apps like this. And this slide actually shows you that how versatile the Simplivity solution is, and what sort of uh, applications that are been running currently in Simplivity. People use Simplivity for e-commerce, SAP HANA, Oracle, SharePoint, VDI, Exchange, and industry-specific applications. That is like, for example, like 911 healthcare application is there and all. Okay, you can see the reference at the bottom of the slide. Okay, and SQL Server, people are using 84%. SQL Server are running on Microsoft. SQL Server has been running on Simplivity. These are some of the examples. Okay, here this example is specifically focusing on a VDI solution. Okay, that how VDI solution the users can be created, and how the efficient this actually this solution is. The business challenge was to finding enough time for maintenance and fixing issues, managing growth, and scale employees to work from home and everything. Okay, this HP solution was like, by adding 700 users and existing 300 seats, VDI in 12 minutes, and the leverage existing compute nodes. Okay, they have some existing compute nodes, so that was also leveraged in the Simplivity cluster itself. And they have used the Simplivity 380 all flash, and VMware vSphere was used, and for VDI they have used Citrix virtual desktops, and 1200 concurrent sessions were there, and 100 virtual applications, and 500 virtual machines. Outcome was, it was like consistently familiar desktop experience, achieving like stress free in 3 seconds backup, reduced operating cost by 50%, quick easily deployment, and leverage HCI and Pointnex, and flexibility to improve the DR and offshore sites and backup recovery. So this was the overall case study, and it shows that what was the business challenge and how the Simplivity worked for the VDI. So one of the use cases is this VDI. Okay, and whenever you want to deploy some VM intensive or densely populated virtual machines. So VDI could be a platform, or sorry, Simplicity could be a platform in which you can obviously like rely on. Okay. The second example is that profile of a crypto locker attack. Okay, that means that the ransomware holds a central one office in a hostage. Okay, so this is actually something this is related to that how the Simplicity resolves the problem from the security perspective, and how the problem was found out, and how the problem was resolved. Okay. Yeah, this slide shows you that how these VMs were recovered from the crypto locker with HPE Simplivity. Okay, so the recovery point from the infection was selected, and Simplicity restored a 500 GB virtual machines in seconds. Databases were operational in minutes. Subsequent transaction was recovered, and by 8:30 p.m. the team left office, and no data lost, no ransom paid. Okay, so this is how the Simplicity uses against these ransomware attacks. This hyper guarantee obviously a game changer, and it actually gives you the guarantee of multiple things. Like for example, like if from the hyper guarantee perspective, you have this hyper efficient thing. That means that 90% of the capacity across the storage and backup has been combined. Okay, so you are saving some 90% of the capacity. Hyper protected, that means that under 1 minute to complete a local backup or local restore of 1 TB VM. Okay, so this is the guarantee for hyper protected. Hyper simple means that three clicks of backups and restore, and to move or clone a VM in a single console, that is like vCenter. Okay, so we are providing you hyper simple, and we are providing you hyper manageable. That means that under 1 minute to create and update backup policies of thousands of VMs across multiple sites. Okay, and last but not the least, we are giving you hyper available. That means that add or replace Simplicity systems with zero downtime for local and remote sites. Okay, that would give you some zero disruption of local and like on-premises VMs, and zero reconfiguration of Simplicity backup and policies, and zero re-entry of IP addresses in remote sites. So this is this thing which we are providing you, which is known as something called hyper guarantee, in which we are providing you 5 guarantees whenever you finalize the Simplicity deal. Okay, so HPE Simplicity is intelligent HCI for enterprise. This is the actually a summary. Okay, which would give you a key takeaway from today's presentation, that what we have actually seen, that the solution that is intelligently simple, which would give you a peace of mind. And just remember that it's all in one. Okay, all in one means that it would give you WAN optimization, it would give you the artificial intelligence, it would give you a consolidation of server storage and networking in one box. Okay, and collapse your stacks, and don't worry about the HA as well, and don't worry about the backup as well. It would give you everything. So that's why we say that it's all in one. We say that we are ensuring protection with savings from the edge to cloud, that we have already seen in very much detail in this presentation, that we have seen some of the examples as well, and how ransomware was being protected. Okay, from how customer was protected from ransomware. Okay, and we have also seen that how what are the possibilities through cloud volumes, how you can back up your virtual machines from the cloud, and also play along the multiple clouds as well. Okay, in multi-cloud environment. Okay, so in this way you can easily save up to 10 times of the saving on the storage. Okay, so you don't need to have separate storage sitting on some distant location, or sitting on some colo. Okay, so you can manage everything like that. More workloads, agility to run new applications. One solution that would give you choice of hypervisor, like if you are going with virtualization, like VMware, or if you are going with containerized data center, like for example if you are going with Docker or Kubernetes, and everything has been there. Okay, so you are covered, and you can use this solution for a complete hypervisor layer. Okay. So whatever we have discussed, okay, so we can obviously see some references. Okay, so here are some references from the HPE side if you want to go for and learn more regarding the solution of Simplivity. So you can obviously see this public URL. And if you want to learn about case studies, as we some of the case studies which we discuss in this presentation, if you want to see more how what was the problem and how it was resolved from Simplivity, you can obviously see from this URL as well. And there are also some reference architectures as well, in which these are the reference architecture documents in which you'll see the proper BOQ of Simplivity, that how what was the problem and how the Simplivity solution was designed in a proper way. Okay, so this is the thing that from my side, and I would like to thank you very much for joining in such a large attendance. Okay, and I would obviously share my email address into the chat box if you guys have any questions. So please let me know. Please share your views. Please share your feedbacks through email, and we would be obviously happy to assist you if you are working on any Simplivity deal. So please let us know. Okay, thank you very much.